Beauty on the stage.
Leaving me alone.
You're not alone. You're with them.
See, this is what happens. They leave the stage and it's like, hi everybody. Hello. Welcome to DC. I haven't been here since I was like a kid on a school field trip. And now it's raining, so. How many are you? I can't see anything. I see some pretty, like, highlights in the front. Hey, so now it's been about, look at all you people busting it out and getting here on a Friday morning. I wish I had prizes, because you all deserve one. Next time, note to self, prizes. So let's see, how long has it been since I've been on the show now? Is it 4 years or 5?
Too long.
7? 5?
Just one episode when they came back.
We all still are here. Very, very, very kind. What? And I love you. It's true. I'm constantly amazed. I'm like, I've been on the show like 3 times. Incredibly supportive and loving. You know more about my character than I do. Like, by a long shot. Okay, so here's my dilemma. Either I stay standing up and I hurt myself because of my shoes. My shoes. Thank you. Or I try to move this chair and hurt myself. So I'm really, take your shoes off. What? I will break my arm trying to get my shoes off. He's in his costume already for karaoke. Hello. Thank you. See, all is returned to well in the world. Exactly. They're thanking you too. Okay, so, what do you want to know? Everything. Well, I was born in Sacramento on an Air Force base. My dad was flying in Vietnam at the time, wearing this watch. Do we have any active duty or veterans here? Thank you. Thank you for your service. I mean that. You know, I'm one of those people that I see someone in a military uniform in the airport, and I walk up to them to say thank you, and I just start crying. I'm like, and I walk away. Weird lady. But I don't know if it's because my dad was in the service all his career or what. And my husband was in the Navy. I know. And this is the worst part of the whole thing, is he got out before I met him, and he threw away his uniform. What? What were you thinking? It's a big problem in our marriage.
You can rent one.
I might do that. So yeah. I wish I had more interesting things to say. I've got, some job stuff percolating that I'm not allowed to talk about. I had a movie that I made that hasn't gotten distribution. I have a commercial that isn't running.
need my long hair.
Thank you, thank you.
Do you keep up with the show?
Pretty much. I'm literally like maybe 4 or 5 episodes behind, which honestly, 12 seasons in, I think that's not so bad.
Is there a chance you'll return to the show?
I think there's always a chance. I mean, let's just be honest, they told me nothing. I mean, I didn't even know Mary was the hunter until I saw Amy's episode. I was like, oh. All right. That changes things. No, I mean, I think I've said this a million times. I'm dying to come back. I have no idea how they could possibly do it. I mean, what's left? I've been alive, I've been dead, I've been a ghost, I've been a vision, I've been a... But I already was in heaven! Flashbacks, we did flashbacks. Oh, they were kind of dream flashbacks, right? I don't know. This is why I'm not a writer. Sure. You can write, do me a favor, write a letter. It's true, thank you. You know, it's strange that I haven't been married in so long, like real, you know what I mean, since I went up in flames, really. And yet, weirdly, I'll be watching and I'll be like, oh, they're holding my picture. Oh, like, I don't know what's coming, and it makes me feel really connected to it, even though it's been on, I think I'm 7 episodes, I think, maybe 8, 7, in 11 years. That's like 200 and something episodes. It's a very small percentage, but I do feel very connected, and all of y'all are so loving to Mary. Thank you. Somebody posted a picture of like some fiery black hole in space. And they're like, you know, all I see is Mary. That's, you know, pervasive. Oh, I thought these were my questions or something. Never mind. Do I have questions?
Over here.
Oh, hey. How's it going? I have an obstacle course to get over there. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Is that a puppy?
Yes, that's my puppy. He's visiting them for the weekend.
Jealous.
Anyway, my question is, of the scenes that you've gotten to do on the show, which one was the most fun for you to film? What did you enjoy doing the most, and why was it fun?
Well, it has to be Eve, because I don't get to play a horrible bitch very often. And I remember getting that script and I was like, okay.
You did amazing with that too.
Thank you. It was so fun. I mean, I just all I had to do was pretend like being, like I didn't think I was being. I was being perfectly reasonable. Right? I'm making a very reasonable offer. You have no choice. And, you know, seriously, boys, let's get it together. And it was so fun. It's like 1 in the morning and we're all like, but it was fun. I was just saying I met some of you guys earlier and I was saying, it was one of the awkward moments though where I was reading the script and I'm like,
and you have all the monsters at your command too.
oh yes, for sure. That's my normal life. So I go up to Jens and I'm like, so it says I have to bite you? I feel a little awkward. Do I just like, or what? He's like, just bite, it's fine.
We should all be so lucky.
To me that like having some person he barely knows come up and bite him. He's like, it's just Wednesday. He's like, that is the least of what we've had to figure out. Okay. Hi. Oh. I'm new.
What advice do you think Mary would have for Sam and Dean now?
Oh. Well, see, I get asked that question a lot. And literally every season it changes because I'm like, yes, don't do that. And I'm like, well, actually, maybe you should go back to doing that. But now, so right now, with everything going on with darkness, is that what you're saying? I don't know. I mean, I think that their overall wish is like, stop. I wish they'd never done it. I'm mad at John. But now I think she's a hunter in spirit, right? Like originally. And I don't know if a mother's love is going to trump saving the world. I don't know. I think she's saying, well, do your best, be careful. But you know, if you can save everybody. You know, I think. I'll have to think about that some more, but I think that's probably the general direction. Like, wear your helmet. You know. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I was wondering, like, if you could ever, like, imagine yourself or going back into Supernatural, like, how would you want to come back into the show?
Well, as the queen. I don't know, I've said before that I kind of feel like the best way would be in the very last episode of the last season that John and Mary come back to life, but they don't know who the boys are because, you know, it has to be sad because it's Supernatural. But I don't know, I mean, I don't know if that's possible, I don't know if I still have a spirit, I don't know if it really did burn up in that first season, because I haven't been corporal or like a spirit since, it's all been in their imagination, right? I don't know. Maybe God quits. And they need a, you know, like Hillary. They need a woman to take over and set things straight. I can totally do it. Hi.
Hi, Samantha.
Hi.
So I was wondering, because we saw a little bit, Amy, Mary found out about angels, and we saw that, but then she got mind wiped. So I was wondering how Mary, as an adult, if she found out about the angels, because she always told Dean, angels are watching over you, what she would think of the angels as we now know about them. I hope she would like
It might be like, well, angels are watching over you, but don't listen to them. You know, they're weird. And some of them don't have your best interests in mind. Yeah, because I think when Mary said that, she didn't, it's sort of like what moms say, right? I think she might have been like, you know, seek other counsel. Right? Is that Cass? I mean, Cass means well, but he makes some odd choices.
Sam and Dean's choices are always the best.
How is acting on Supernatural different from acting on other shows or movies?
Well, I can tell you how they're the same. I die in everything. You know, back when I shot Transformers years ago, my manager at the time was like, no, it's going great, I'm having a great time. And he's like, yeah, but you know, what happens when you're an actor and you get a good job? Then your representation starts calling around and be like, well, you should probably see her for this part. You know, she's working on this Transformers movie. It's, you know, like they sell it, right? And he's like, I keep finding myself not wanting to tell people that you die in it. I live in this one. He's like, well, really? Like, yeah. Like, I'm fine. And nobody dies around me. husband comes back from war. I said, okay, all right. But how is it different? I've never been on fire on anything else. I think it's I've recurred on many shows, ongoing stuff, but not like this. This is, I feel, part of a family, both in the show and out of the show. Like, not just here. I mean, when I know it's been several years, but when I'm on the set up there with everyone, I know everybody. They're so kind and sweet, and it's both the crew, the cast, everybody. As well as on the show, because I belong in there. I'm part of the original family. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome. I do go on sometimes. Yes.
Hello. If you had only 1 week left to live, how would you spend it?
Ouch. Sit down. You mean me or Mary?
You.
Me. Crying. I think I'd take my husband and my kid and go somewhere really nice, like Bora Bora, or Puerto Vallarta. I don't know, and just drunk. Where would you go? What would you do?
I've never thought about that.
I see how it is. Okay. Well, think about it, and next time I'm going to ask you. Okay. Hello.
My question is, if John had been the one to die, do you think Mary would have led Sam and Dean down the same road of hunting?
That's a good question.
What do you think?
Keep him safe, or get vengeance for her husband, who's really good looking.
He is really good looking, but no. Zero chance of that. Although, the way the story is, so if John was the one who died, he would have been the one that made the deal, right? Is that what happened? The yellow-eyed demon come back for me?
Yeah.
Was it really necessary to kill Mary like that? Is that how it usually goes? No, they normally just, and they're out, right? Make a statement. Burn her on the ceiling over her infant. Overkill, really hitting it on the head here, right? No, I think Mary would have done everything in her power. She would have lived in a house with all the sigils and been like, get out. And they would have gone to elementary school and played soccer and since that nature. Remember, Susan still mad at John. Thank you. But one more time.
I would.
His mom would. That's funny. Well, what kind of kid were you? All depends on the kid. All right, so maybe teen. Had to have been naughty, right?
Hi there. So I don't know if you watch Walking Dead or not, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan is playing Negan this season on The Walking Dead.
Okay.
Who's like this hardcore bad guy. And so I was wondering,
Is he like a bad guy or is he a badass guy? He's bad.
capital B, bad guy.
Okay.
And I was wondering, who would you rather place Sam and Dean in custody of? Negan or John Winchester?
Interesting. Well, it would be hard because John Winchester dead. But you mean if you were living? I don't know. because I don't watch The Walking Dead. I tried. I was like, I'm out. I couldn't do it. I don't know, I can't, without seeing it, I can't make a choice. So you decide. Vegan. Okay. Vegan. Zombies it is.
Vegan is good with kids.
Okay. Well, I actually believe that nobody is bad. I feel like they do bad things, and they always are justified in their own head. So maybe he has the redeeming quality. John Winchester wasn't bad. He was misguided. He was brokenhearted, and I think made a bad choice, a selfish choice, but he did it for the right reasons. Still mad. Hi, over there.
Hey, my question is if Mary were to survive Azazel's attack.
If what?
Mary were to survive Azazel's attack, would she like sit down with John and explain about what a hunter is, or would she like leave Sam and Dean and John behind to go hunt the thing down, or what would you personally think Mary
If she survived that attack, she would definitely have to tell him. She's like, listen, about the, sorry about the fire. She would have to tell him because now they're in danger, right? And judging by how it went down, like she saw him and remembered, is my guess. Because she was like, or she just was freaked out, the guy turned around and yelled lies, I don't know. Because if her memory was wiped, did she remember? Did she not? Maybe she didn't know. So that would depend. Like, if he came back, if Azazel came back and she survived, would she know who he was? She'd be like, this really weird guy came. I don't know what he wanted, but he looked flying on the ceiling or whatever. So I don't know. But if she knew, she would tell him for sure and teach him how to help defend their family. Or she might sacrifice herself to save her family. Well, you can't get out of that deal. It's pretty ironclad. So maybe she'd make another deal, I don't know. But it was all for moms protect their kids. They should. I was gonna sit right here for a second. Okay.
Do you think that Mary would have gone in to save Sam from the demon even if she had remembered Dean's initial warning as a younger person?
Yes. Well, she didn't know Sam was in danger. She just heard him crying, right?
Well, she saw the guy in the room, and then she saw John downstairs, and then she knew that there was a...
Right, but the warning was don't get out of bed. So all she would have heard was the baby crying, and been like, he's fine. I don't know, anyone here who has a child, or a puppy, knows that when you're woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning by crying, you're not like, wait, was today that day? You're just like, make it stop, make it stop. So, if she had remembered, maybe, but I think that would be virtually impossible.
Awesome, thank you.
Sure. Hi.
Hi, my question is, if Mary knew that her kids grew up hunters, what do you think she would think of them now and how they grew up?
She would be proud of what they've done, mad that they had to do it, mad at John for, again, mad. And of course wishing that they would stop. But I mean, they've done a lot of good. They've done some really messed up stuff too, but I think, hit a new level of volume. Proud of them, but wishing they hadn't done it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Torn, I guess is the word.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah. I mean, I just know that she didn't want them to grow up that way, and she was like she felt that way very strongly, and it didn't happen.
But didn't she feel that way before she had children? Like, because then her, yeah, she's married, doesn't know what she's doing. She's a mess. She's like, I don't remember. It's terrible. It's horrible having your memory wiped. Anyone watch Blind Spot? Very, very confusing. Hello.
Hi. Okay, so my question is, obviously The Walking Dead's all over with its casting. They just got Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play Negan. There is a very strong female character coming in, Alpha. If you were contacted by the people who created The Walking Dead to play Alpha, would you?
Is she a zombie?
No, she's a very badass woman that's a little bit crazy, but she's very strong.
Of course. Here's the deal. I can't watch The Walking Dead, but if I can be on it. Yeah, because I just, you know, when you're in there and you're like, oh, look, there's a tube with flesh, you know, it's not real. But when you're watching it, they edit it, and I get like, I used to volunteer in the emergency room in LA, and it was, you know, 75% stomach aches, and an occasional, like, really broken foot or finger. Like, one guy tried to catch a samurai sword that fell out of his sheath. I'm like, no sword for you. But whenever there was anything that was bloody, I mean, even taking blood. Like, one of my friends was in her, she's like, Sam, come with me. Come in here. She hands me this little bin, and it's got some empty tubes. And she goes, this poor guy was having like liver failure, and all his veins were, so they had to go out of his neck to get a blood sample. And I'm like, good, I'm supposed to go over here, I'm just not gonna. And she goes, here, hold this. And she hands me the first vial of blood to put in the thing, because I'm gonna run them to the lab, right? It was warm. And I started to go, I'm like, go down, go down. And she's like, well, it just came in. And she's from Oklahoma. It just came out of his body with his spit. Not to be warm. So anyway, this is why I can't watch The Walking Dead. There's even episodes of this show, there's episodes of Vampire Diaries that are just like, wait, is it over? Is it over? Okay, I can't. But when you're on the set and you know that it's red sugar water, you're like, that's hilarious.
Plus you get to look at Norman Reedus.
What?
Plus you get to look at Norman Reedus all day. Yeah.
I'm sure I know his face, but again, I don't watch it, so.
Boondock Saints.
I think I did. Was that a movie?
Yes. Young Indiana Jones.
I know that I would know his face. Come over here. Approach. His hair is in his face and he's wearing sunglasses. Okay. All right. Oh. Is it on the left? In the hat or not in the hat? Okay. Thank you. Oh yeah, that guy. So yes, have him call me.
Will do. Will do.
Hi.
Hi. How did you get into acting, and what were some of the biggest challenges for you?
I got into acting completely backwards. I was a model from a young age, and I sort of found a niche doing commercials, and they were really easy. I was like, what's the name? You know. Did something just change? Okay. I can't continue without my life. They're laughing. And then I had a commercial. I moved up to LA to go to school, actually. And I was like, I'm sick of modeling, it's stupid. I'm gonna do commercials. They're a lot more money, one day work. I'm good at it. Not so good at being a model. And I got a commercial where there was dialogue. I was like, of LA, like not just a tagline or something. It was like a whole conversation with this actor Mark Taylor and Dennis Hopper and all. It was super fun. I'm like in a gown, and it was like a 5-day shoot, and I was like, oh. And I still didn't. I was like, oh, so this is acting. Oh, okay. And a director had an independent film they were doing and saw the commercial and hired me to be the lead in his movie. And I was like, I should probably get an agent. So I went to an agent, and they took me, and I had been dating a quasi-famous actor at the time. So these poor guys, oh my God. So they fly me out to Chicago to meet them, and we all sign everything, and I go back to LA to like prepare, because we're gonna be in Chicago for a couple months. And I called them, I'm like, I'm gonna need an assistant, and I'd like a nice 2-bedroom so when people visit. I'm like, what? Really? Like, it's an independent film, it's my first job, but I'm used to like the quasi-famous actor I was dating was kind of a schmuck. And this is how he behaved, so I'm like, I guess that's what actors do. I need an apartment that'll let me bring my cats. And like, I was like a crazy person. And thankfully not because of me, but the funding fell out. And so then I had an agent and no movie, and I was like, tricks you. And then I went on a few auditions, did very badly. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I kind of just, I took a couple classes, and then I auditioned for Seinfeld. I do not know how I got the audition. I had a new agent. She's like, she's super cute, I'm gonna send her. And it was me, a bunch of brunettes that I recognized. I walk in the room, and it's, Jerry and Larry David, and all these people, and I'm like, and I'm like, not funny. But for some reason, they hired me. And that was my first job. So the entire time I went, right. Actually, the next job I got was a little movie, and I went, and I mentioned my resume. It was like, HBO commercial, Seinfeld. Really? Like, this is your resume? I'm like, he's like, well, you would not make that up. I'm like, ah. But usually they shoot sitcoms live, right, with an audience. This particular episode, for some reason, I mean, they could do this in their sleep. It was like their 9th season or something. And they were blocking and shooting, so we would rehearse and then shoot. So I didn't get, like, confident doing the whole story. And I was young, and it was my first job, and so they'd be like, what are we having for lunch? I don't know, let's ask the waiter. I'm like, we can't hear you. I'm like, seriously? So this is one of the sweetest things that's happened to me, actually. Jason Alexander's like, come here. You see that pole on the other side of the stage? Like, in the sound stage, it's as big as this room. I'm like, yeah? He's like, talk to that. I'm like, it's like, you're gonna feel like you're yelling, but then the rest of us will be able to hear you. And I can get hired. So, that was my first job, and since then I've been, puttering along.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. So, if your character Mary would come back permanently or stay until she's an old age, how do you think Sam and Dean would react to that?
Well, I think Sam and Dean would react very differently. Sam doesn't remember Mary at all. And I think that Dean's memories of Mary are those of a 5-year-old. So when you're 5, I think that is basically the peak of being in love with your mom, right? I mean, I know my kid loved me a lot more 2 years ago. I think Sam loves the idea of a mom. But, when you see a picture of Mary, Dean's gutted and Sam's like, aw, right? So, I think it also depends on what Mary would do. Is she bossing them? Are they like, you are no longer bossing me? Or would they listen? They never listened to John. Mary's bossier, maybe. I don't know.
John was meaner though, like he was more strict.
Well, strict is good, but abandoning them is probably not. You'll be fine. Have a pizza. Like that's not parenting. But being disciplinarian, I think, is good. And Mary would be strict too, I think. But it really depends. Is she going to be like, trying to get them to stop what they're doing. It really depends. I don't know. I think she would try to get them to stop what they're doing. And they may not like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, it's warm, right? Yeah, so I was wondering, I hear the boys like to play lots of pranks of people on set. So did you ever get pranked? I mean, it's April Fool's, so I thought maybe,
I'm just gonna say 2 things. First, it is April Fool's Day. Second, I'm really glad they're not here. Because I've said this before, they have not pranked me. I like to think it's because they fear me. Maybe they don't think I'd be a fun prank. But no, they have not pranked me. I don't know. Famous last words, I'm sure. Thank you. I'm leaving tomorrow. Hello.
Hi. It might have been a non-event for you, but on the set when you filmed the one with the memories in heaven, when Dean was wearing the I Love Hugs shirt, that was one where he comes over and hugs you and says it's okay, Daddy loves you too.
Right, but that wasn't the one with the genie.
No.
That was when I was old lady.
Right, this is...
The heaven one is when I'm making a sandwich, and I'm on the phone. Right, okay.
I'm just curious, did they give him the business for wearing like a little kid shirt, I Love Hugs, or...
Oh yeah, that was right there in the script.
But I mean, the people on the set, the other actors and stuff,
Oh, did they give him?
the business, like, you know, pick
Oh,
up...
I thought you meant did they give that?
No, I'm sorry.
Probably, I'm guessing, but probably just for a second. It wasn't like ongoing.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. So from the beginning, Dean has always been a kind of mixed character. He's been very protective, but at the same time, from the beginning, if Sam maybe had been a little blonde Samantha, Dean would have wanted her to come along, or do you think he kind of would have had her maybe stay away because she was a girl?
That's an interesting question and one I have not heard. Yes. That's a good question, right? I don't know. I mean, how was he with, who was the girl hunter? Jo. Was she the daughter of, yeah. How was he with her? Was he protective of her? He was like, carry her weight.
He didn't want her to
He what? He wanted her to hunt or didn't? Didn't. So I think, and I don't think, I mean, I know they kind of set up like a quasi whatever with that, but I think it was more sisterly, in my opinion.
Or do you think John would have wanted her to hunt? Or do you think he would have been?
I think, just from my experience with my husband and watching him around my son and our friends with daughters, I think it is innate in men to protect women. Most men. I think it is like a caveman throwback. Like they just can't help it. Not all men and not all the time, but I don't think most men would voluntarily put a woman in danger. Or a girl. And a daughter, oh my God. I thank the Lord every day that we had a son, because if we had a daughter, I would have killed my husband by now. Because I see him around my friends' little girls, and he's so sweet and like, listen to whatever they want. I'm just like, they're burning the house down. He's like, oh, they're cute. So, I mean, I kind of doubt that Dean would have had his little sister hunting. Is my guess. Do you agree?
I mean, I think, like every other hunter, she would have been pulled into it, but I think maybe he would have been like, no, go to school and become a doctor, Samantha, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. He wanted that for Sam, too, until he needed it. I think some ghost getting punched in the face by Sam would be a little different than a girl. Because he's like a house. He's huge.
Thank you. Hi. Hello. So the actors have been
put in different forms of art, like sculpture, print, like toys. How would you like to be portrayed as in some kind of fandom art? Because can you see what I've got on my shoulders?
Can't. I see a coat. Because you're in the dark and I have no glasses on, so you're a lovely blur. Come on here. You can leave. What's happening? She's opening a suitcase. Oh. Are you a taxidermist? Okay. Okay, well they will love it. I love it less. One of them has vampire teeth. Oh my god, that's kind of amazing and terrifying. I applaud your creativity. Feel free to not make a Mary squirrel. Unless it's a fake one would be awesome. Real. No, I know. I had a pet squirrel for a little while, so I'm like, okay. But honestly, they're going to die. They're going to love that. They're from Texas. They're going to be like, that beast.
I actually was in quarantine last year, and unfortunately it was the autograph line, and he was just kind of like, yeah. I really am not kidding, that was the actual reaction, but yeah. I just had Dean last year, and I kind of had everybody else.
Well, it will be an awesome picture. Congratulations. Hello. Everyone's murmuring about that dead squirrel.
Hi. I think that you've made it clear that you're mad at John.
Did I? Yeah, because I'm kind of mad at John.
Yeah, I was just wondering if somehow Mary and John ended up in heaven or some place with a long enough period of time to talk about their marital differences or what John did to the boys. If they'd be able to reconcile, what do you think? Would they get the love back together? Obviously, they were.
Oh, she never stopped loving him.
Okay, so what do you think would happen? Would they talk it out? Like, where would that conversation
He would
go?
grovel. You'd have to make it right.
How would they make it right? Where would that happen? How are you going to make that right after all those years of children or like totally knowledge you wanted them to do exactly what
Okay. I hear your question. Here's a quote for you. Forgiveness is giving up hope of a better past. All you can do is move forward. So you can make it right now. We can't fix the past, it's done. That's okay. Especially when you love someone, we forget them. But they have to make it right. Somehow. I don't know, save them now. I don't know, protect them now. I think Crowley would do the work. Are we on time? Oh, a couple more minutes.
Hi. I was wondering what it was like filming with the Hollywood show for the Supernatural parody. What was that like?
God, I felt like such a dork.
Well, you looked great. So that's
Oh, thank you. The genius. You know, it was all for, fun and whatnot, but I remember Alex telling me, he's like, yeah, so we're gonna come in, we're gonna, say your name and play some music and you're gonna dance in the background. And I was like, no, I'm not. What else can I do? He's like, what everybody is. I'm like, have you seen me dance? Because you're gonna not want that. And what it reminded me of was like PTSD for me because remember I said I was not a good model? A lot of the commercials and stuff that I auditioned for early on, like when I was 17, 19, 20 years old, like 100 years ago, they would make you wear bathing suits and dance. I kid you not. Hi, the 90s. It would be like, yeah, you can audition for Budweiser, bring a bikini. I'm like, just dance. And then at the callback, 15 guys, ad company, dance. I'm like, oh, sorry. So I had people, like, I was in a bathing suit, and it was like, stand here, dance. And I was like, oh, like, twitching. However, in actuality, they were the nicest girls. Everybody was there being completely ridiculous. And so they're like, swing your hair. I'm like, okay, me and Tim. He totally walked away. So, but it was fun. And it was really, I didn't really know what these were, the parodies. I didn't know what the girls were. And the reaction from you guys on Twitter and YouTube and all that, and how much love I got, I'm like, I was in that for like 3.5 seconds. But you all were like, ah! They were hilarious. I was really proud of them. They did a great job on, especially the parody itself, the songs and whatnot. They were amazing. Yeah. I don't know how they did that. And I couldn't tell who was who, like the wigs and everything. It was really good.
Thank you.
See, long answers. Hi.
Hi. I was wondering if you could get cast on any show you wanted to, what show would you?
Game of Thrones. Sorry, was that obvious? I mean, zero question. Immediately, but I'd like to live. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what I want to be though. Would I want to be like a queen? Would I want to be a wildling? Would I want to be the first non-male on the wall? What's it called? Nice Watch? Yeah. I don't know. I kind of wanted to be Catelyn Stark. She's like one of my favorite all-time characters in the history of TV film. I thought she was amazing. But anyway, so yes, Game of Thrones. Did anyone hook that up? Am I over here now?
Hi Samantha, I just have a quick question. What's your favorite episode?
I'm gonna give you a long answer.
Oh, okay. We like those.
My favorite episode that I was in, or in the whole?
The whole series.
The whole thing? Yeah. Let's see, there's one or two to choose from. I really liked 2 of the recent seasons. I love the musical. And I liked the one baby from the Parodies.
My favorite across all the others.
Baby?
Yeah.
I was really, I'm friends, we're friends with one of the producers and his family in LA, and I remember sitting there and he's like, yeah, there's an episode of me and it's all from the perspective of the car. And I'm like, what? Like the car? Like Christine? He's like, no, he's not suddenly evil. It's just done, like they'll close the door and they'll walk off and I'll just be sitting there in the car and I'm like, sounds exciting. So when I saw it, I had to, sorry God, you're right, it was really good. It was really good. Thank you. You have to do stuff like that. When a show has been on that long, you have to start doing something different, and to do something different and do it well like that was impressive. The car, I hear he's impossible to work with now. She?
Hi. So you said you've been keeping up with the show and all of the episodes, and I was just wondering what overarching plot line or monster did you think was the scariest for the show to have watchers?
Oh God, I really didn't like those ones that their mouths open really big. Leviathans. Yeah, I'm not favorite them. I thought they were really gross. Like really, really gross. And, oh, they did? Oh, right, in the van or something, right? Yeah, I didn't like them. They were the scary. I mean, I don't know if scary or just gross. Like, shapeshifters are they're scary, just in theory. I'm gonna go with Leviathan.
I was just wondering if Mary found out, because like in heaven, I'm assuming like you can see everything because like you're watching out of the boys.
Okay, you're gonna have to say that again, just a tiny bit slower.
Sorry, that you're like watching over the boys from in heaven, you know?
Oh, okay.
So like, if you're watching over them, I'm assuming you found out about Adam.
Does anyone know what to say? Shall we say it together? 1, 2, 3. Not my kid.
So I was.
Oh, you mean finding out about him, not like worried about him?
Yeah, maybe like, what would you do to John? If John just came up to you, oh hey honey, how are you? Just wanted to say I love you so much, and then all of a sudden you had a kid with another woman. Like, are you kidding?
Didn't he have a kid with another woman after I was dead?
Yeah. But still. Like, as he was trying to take care of your boys because there was nobody else for them except for Bobby.
I wouldn't be mad.
Really?
No, I'm not gonna go to hell to save him, but I mean, I'm sure he's lovely, but, you know. Right? So, yeah, I don't think I'd be mad, but I'm not gonna, you know. I've got 2 boys of mine I'm going to take care of first, I think. Who knows? Maybe Mary's a softie under all of it. She's like, part of John too. But I don't think so.
Thank you.
I think we're gonna have perfect timing.
Hi, so I just want to let you know I'm also from California. I'm from Santa Rosa, near Sacramento.
Okay. Well, I left when I was 3. I was like, I'm out.
Well, I was going to say, my friend Rachel and I were both active duty military. And
You were what?
We're both active duty military.
Oh.
And I was going to say,
Awesome.
if you need any
Hold on. They applauded over your sentence. If you're active military and...
if you need a uniform, let us know.
Oh. I shall. Thank you. What branch? In Santa Rosa? Is there water there? Oh, okay. Here. Oh, you're from there. Got it. Well, I don't know. My husband was spent a year in the Navy in Memphis. There's a river. But he was in some sort of school, I guess. And then he went to the ocean, which made sense. But I don't, it's all very complicated. They don't tell us anything. It's a secret.
Hi. So if you had to kill one person on the cast, who would it be?
Did you say if I had to kill someone on the cast?
Yeah. It's not optional. You have to.
And do you mean characters or actual actors?
People. Actors.
Interesting. Has anyone ever said they wanted to kill me?
What?
Have you asked this question before? Okay. I was gonna say, because if somebody said me, then I would say them. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I like some people more than others. I would say 90% I adore. Maybe 95. There are a couple who I was like, yeah, I don't need to see that person again. But I would never name a name. Okay? I mean, you can't like everyone, right? That's something I learned from a 4-year-old. She came over, she was living across the street when I was a teenager, and for whatever reason, she was afraid of my dad. I think because he was super, like, military serious. He's like, what's your name? She's like, and I said, it's okay. And she looks at me and she said, my mom said I don't have to like everybody. Turn around and walk home. And I was like, you know what? You're right. You don't. And not everyone's gonna like you. You know? My other favorite quote. It's nobody's business what anybody thinks of you. It's not your business what anybody thinks of you. More of a paraphrase. But it's worrying about what other people think. And of course, we can't help it, right? But unless they tell you, you're not going to know. They might not even be telling you the truth, even if they do tell you. So don't worry about it. Worry what you think. Okay? Right, well, 3 minutes? Okay, it's time for my dance routine. I don't know, we're out of questions, so I guess this is the time that we call Kim Rose. Last time I did
Call
this
Kim
with our
Rose.
voice. She usually takes my calls, I swear.
You have Brianna?
I do. I think you need to say hello now. Oh for 2. Try again. Love you. I asked my son yesterday, I was like, hey, so when I'm on stage, I've got all these amazing, lovely people. Do you want me to have them say hi to you on FaceTime? And he's like, no. He's like, do I know them? No. He's like, no. For a child of 2 actors, he's like, want no attention. It's hilarious. I'm not gonna bother Brianna. She's in Canada with her kid. I know. I do not have Jeffrey's number.
Why?
There's a stalking. I don't like to talk about it. The Vegas reunion? Oh God, right. So that was a year ago. And I literally hadn't seen Jeffrey since the pilot. And I was in Vegas with my husband, and I'd done all my stuff on Friday, like I usually do, for the Friday people. We'd been out to dinner, and then we went to go see a show. So I didn't get to the Saturday night show until it was already well underway, and Jensen and Jared were already there, and Jeff was on stage with them, and they were all just being like, you know, the JJJ. And I popped out on stage. I remember, I don't think Jeffrey put it together who I was right away. I had short hair, and like, he's like, why are you here? And Jensen was like, where did you come from? And actually, Jared wasn't there. He was there the next day. He was sick, yeah. So it was just the 2 of them. But it was just, again, it's family. Like, I know we play a family, but that's what it feels like. I've known them for so long. They're always really sweet to me, and it just, to me, the funniest thing was people were like, oh, you know. Thank you. So yeah, it was awesome. I'm glad you guys liked it.
Was it awesome?
I don't know, I can't see
Nobody went to sleep on Sam Smith. You respect your mother.